This is One on One. You're looking at our good friend, Dr. Ed Yaw, who is president of County College of Morris. Good to see you.
I'm very happy to be here.
25th anniversary was when?
Just this past October, we celebrated my 25th anniversary as president of the County College of Morris.
I do not want to assume, Ed, that everyone knows what County College of Morris is, but it's one of the most successful county colleges, community colleges in the country. Describe it.
We certainly like to think so. We're located in Randolph, New Jersey. We've got about 8,700 students in the fall. We have a wonderful, beautiful campus, 214 acres, a lot of Pennsylvania fieldstone, which we've tried to maintain in the building, so it has that unified look. I think we've done a great job in keeping our facilities up to date in terms of technology, and it's a very clean campus. We always get compliments on the cleanliness of our campus.
I know you took me on a tour a while back.
But you know, buildings and grounds are, you know, the core, if you will, but the real purpose, of course, is to provide a high quality education to the students in Morris County and in the surrounding counties. We actually get 20% of our students from counties other than Morris. I like to think because of the quality and diversity of our academic programs and completeness of our extracurricular activities, athletics, and so forth.
Let's break it down. County College of Morris is one of our newest partners, and Ed took me on a tour a few months back, and I was really blown away by what we saw here. Ed, talk about some of the, because it's a two-year program. Let's talk about some of the most exciting things going on at County College of Morris. You have a nursing initiative.
Yes.
Talk about some of the other programs that you're most excited about.
Well, I think that you know, there are a number of programs that are really important to us, but I think nursing is certainly one of them. We do have a fairly large nursing program, over 1,000 students, 300 of them in clinical settings. We also have a very large program in criminal justice. And I always like to point out that I'm sure that we probably have educated more than half of the registered nurses in Morris County and the environs, and probably half of the law enforcement folks, whether it be local police departments, sheriff's office, prosecutor's office. So, you know, we like to think that we play a very important role in terms of the health and safety of the community in which we're located. Beyond that, and one of the things that really excites me about the community college and the County College of Morris in particular is the great diversity of programs, because you go from nursing and criminal justice. We have an outstanding music program, one of the largest in the state, probably the only one that has a program, a major in musical theater, for example.
Yeah, I've seen some of it. You took me through this. The theater is incredible. Yeah. What some of the performances? Go through them real quick.
Well, we did Phantom of the Opera. We were the first non-Broadway production of Phantom of the Opera. Our people were sitting at the computer monitors, and when it became available, we jumped on it, and so we did Phantom of the Opera. We're doing Kismet, which is going to be real interesting because it takes place in what used to be you know, what is now Iraq, for example, and so, you know, putting a modern twist on the Kismet is going to be an interesting experience. We also have a wonderful dance program. Again, I think we're the only community college in the state that has a dance program, and just went to their dance recital last week. Just fabulous talent that we have among our students.
But the other thing I saw when we were walking through, there was a huge kitchen, and there was a lot of activity and culinary thing going on. Explain that to me.
Again, diversity. We have a program in hospitality management.
Right, hospitality management.
And we're also developing a program in culinary arts and science. And so, again, with all the interest in food these days, all the cupcake shops popping up all over the place, we're preparing our students for careers and or transfer to Johnson & Wales, the Culinary Institute of America, and Cornell University, for example, for their baccalaureate degrees.
Good stuff. By the way, Joanna, our executive producer, who do we have on? Mark Cosgrove,
yes.
One of your people on Life of Living with Joanna Gagos.
That's correct, yes.
Our new program. Who is he?
He's the director of the hospitality management program and developing the culinary art program that I mentioned before.
You know, I'm thinking about this. One of the things that strikes me about County College of Morris is I was curious about this when we were talking about the partnership. Your job as the president, it's one thing to keep the faculty motivated, and I know you're engaged with the students as well, but you have to, just like us, you have to be involved in fundraising.
Sure.
A lot of your work is managing budgets. Less sometimes, while you're dealing with the academics, fair to say that most of your job is as a business person?
I'd like to say it's at least a 50-50 split,
Okay.
and I try to keep it that way because one of the things I love about the job, again, is the diversity, because I have to deal with budgets, I have to deal with, physical plan issues. Obviously, we're dealing with faculty, with curriculum, with student recruitment, student services, making sure that we have all the services that our students need, and fundraising is certainly a part of it as well.
And lobbying legislators.
Lobbying legislators.
Right? State
very
funding
much so.
important?
Very important.
Talk about that piece.
Well, unfortunately, it's not a very happy story because, when the county colleges were founded back in the middle 60s, the enabling legislation suggested that 50% of the funding would come from the state and the other 50% would be split between the county.
Sorry for interrupting, Ed. You said enabling legislation that created the community colleges.
That's
Say
correct.
it again. When they created it, they said what?
50% of the funding would come from the state, and the other 50% would be split between between the county. Today we're getting 11% from the state, and we're getting
what happened on the way to the theater?
And we're getting 20% from our county, and so the students are picking up the great bulk. And of course, our tuition is very affordable. In fact, that's one of our primary hallmarks is affordability. Our tuition now is going to be less than $3,500 a year for a full year of study. And when you compare that with what you would pay at a four-year institution, public or independent, we talk a lot to parents about tuition averaging. Come to us for 2 years, transfer to a much more expensive institution, and for the second 2 years, get the same degree in 4 years, maybe for half the cost. And I'd like to add as well that the quality of instruction that you're likely to get at the County College of Morris or the other community colleges in New Jersey is probably just as good as you might get in your first 2 years, because you're not going to get graduate assistants, you're not going to be in large classes with faculty, who, very interested in research and maybe not as interested in teaching undergraduates.
And when you hear a young person or any person, any age, say, "I'd love to, can't afford it," how does that make you feel?
Well, it's a sad commentary, but I think by the same token, we do have a lot of financial aid available for our students. The primary purpose of our foundation is to raise money for scholarships. We raise over $1 million a year for scholarships, and so we have various scholarships as well as federal and state financial aid that our students might apply for.
There are opportunities potentially.
And there are opportunities, but again, it's a sad commentary. A lot of our students have to work because the economy is such that a lot of students do have difficulty. In fact, we're finding many of our students who would like to be going full-time or going part-time because they have to work many more hours to just afford our tuition.
Let me ask you this in the time we have left. The question of market audience, demographics.
Yes.
Who would you say your market is? And by the way, the credits, they transfer over?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Just want to clarify that. Who is your market in the minute we have left?
Well, we have actually more than one market. I mean, we have the traditional college-age market, students coming right out of high school. And that's becoming more and more the typical student at the County College of Morris and frankly at the other community colleges in New Jersey. But we also have a huge adult market, people whose education may have been interrupted, people who may be looking for a second career, coming back to college. And another important thing that we do as well is corporate training. We're working with corporations. We play a very large role in economic development. So last year, for example, we trained 2,500 folks from various businesses and corporations in Morris County to either upgrade their job skills or prepare them to find jobs.
A lot going on the campus of County College of Morris. Dr. Edward J. Yaw, President of County College of Morris. Ed, I want to thank you for joining us and being our partner. I'm excited about the years ahead.
Okay, we're looking forward to it. Okay.
Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been provided by Barnabas Health, Qualcare Inc., the law firm of Gibbons PC, Verizon Communications, and by TD Bank. Promotional support provided by The Record, North Jersey's trusted source, and northjersey.com. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area. One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been produced in partnership with St. Joseph's Healthcare System.